Greetings, my friends. This is Calabrios. Now, by now, everyone's heard the talk. Paulie Malignaggi talking, smack about him and his Adrian Broner fight. But in case you haven't heard, the synopsis is this: Adrian Broner doesn't think much of Paulie Malignaggi as a fighter. He's not afraid to say so. So not surprisingly, the feeling goes both ways. Malignaggi will be defending his WBA Slice of the World's welterweight championship this Saturday night at Barclays here in Brooklyn. He says, quote, "You go from fight to fight and guys talk to each other, and most of the time it's just banter. You get past it afterward," he said. "But in this case, it's different. I had people coming up to me saying that when they met him, he was the biggest bleep to everyone, including fans. Even people who've known him say that he's not always been that way. So once you make some money, it can change you if you let it, and to me that shows a severe lack of class. So no, there's no love lost for him. I couldn't care less about him, and there's nothing good to say." The odds makers are a little less harsh on Broner, the challenger, installing the former 130 and 135 pound title holder as a clear favorite who will require bettors to make a sizable investment upfront to recoup comparatively puny sum in return. So, according to the champion, though, any such wager equates to financial folly. Quote, "It's not even close," Malignaggi said. "I've had some very good sparring partners in camp, and I barely lost rounds, and that's why guys being replaced every couple of rounds and having fresh ones brought in. I'm very sharp, and it's going to be the best possible version of Paulie Malignaggi." Added to that, Malignaggi said, he's the edgy gleans as simply for not just being, his first rodeo that he's going through. Quote, "When you've been doing this for a lot of years, you need to have the motivation to do the hard work to prepare yourself. And this fight, is why I want to show up and perform. It's a big fight. It means the world to me for a lot of reasons. The arena is just a few miles from the hospital I was born, which blows my mind, and it makes that much more important." 32-year-old Brooklyn native has fought and won twice in his home borough, and he's 12-2 in 14 career bouts in his home state. Two defeats, however, came in other high-profile events where he's perceived as a local fighter. A unanimous 12-round loss to Puerto Rican Miguel Cotto 2006, and 11th round TKO loss to Englishman Amir Khan 4 years later, both at Madison Square Garden. Both fights were for championships of 140 pounds. The division Malignaggi abandoned after the Khan loss because he could no longer comfortably make weight. The five subsequent fights in the 147-pound ranks, he's 5-0 and has scored 2 of his 7 career stoppages. Fourth of those 5 wins came 14 months ago in Ukraine, where he TKO'd Vikashev Senchenko, in 9 rounds to win the WBA title that he'll risk on Saturday. Quote, I'm unlike other fighters in the sense that if I have a fight, something goes wrong, I'll come out and say what it was and I'll correct it, Malignaggi said. So for all those people who have ridden me over the years, and all they need to do is look at where I am now, the way you remain relevant is by knowing what you're talking about and coming out, showing that in your next fight. And in Broner, he sees a skilled foe cut from the cloth of a multi-division superstar, Floyd Mayweather Jr., but unlike Mayweather, he contends Broner simply doesn't have the physical tools to make the same sort of the weight class ladder climbs that Mayweather has made look easy. On paper, the differences don't look so drastic. Mayweather stands 5'8". With 72-inch reach, won the first championship at 130 pounds since he captured the belts at 135, 140, 147, 154. Broner, who's an inch shorter and has a slightly shorter reach of 72 inches to 71, has championships in 2 weight classes, but decided to skip over 140 and head straight for Malignaggi at 147. Malignaggi, incidentally enough, he's 5'8.5". He's a 70-inch reach, turned pro in 2001, 136.5 pounds, weighing exactly 135 for 3 fights, and has been heavy as 148 and 3/4 for a 6-round TKO Michael Lazada 7 months after the Khan fight in 2010. He says, "Well, I think Broner is lightweight fighting at welterweight. Malignaggi said Floyd was able to jump a lot of divisions, but he had more height and a bigger frame. Broner, looks like a smaller guy to me." So, predictably, Mayweather tops the next fight wish for the incumbent, assuming all goes well over the weekend. If that one doesn't get made, though, he's ready for a solid backup plan. Quote, "Sure, everyone wants to land a big fish, and Mayweather would be it for me. He's the best fighter ever, in my opinion, and I think everyone wants to match up with him to see where they stand. But there's Marcos Maidana out there, too, and I'd love to have a fight with him. He's been out there a couple of years, and he deserves a shot at a legitimate belt, not the interim ones. And, that's a quality welterweight title fight, and I don't think anyone would be complaining if I was successful in getting Marcos Maidana into the ring."